everyone, welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be having a look at these scorpion pencils from Black Widow. I was kindly sent these by a lovely lady called Bridget, and I haven't even opened them yet. And what I decided to do was I'm going to open them and look at them, and then we're going to have a go at doing some colouring on this page. Now I've been asked to do a tutorial on this page, so I thought we would try these on the page. I don't know what colours are in here, so I've brought my other Black Widows through as well in case we need to supplement. But today's video we'll probably just use these and try them out and have some fun, and then I will finish the whole thing eventually within different, it will take several videos. So what I'll do is I might supplement, because often the Black Widows, like the first set's got the white and black in, there aren't white and black in any of the other sets, so I think often they're supposed to sort of supplement each other. But anyway, I'm really excited to get it open, so let's undo the now this is a newer set of Black Widows, so they've slightly changed. Just going to throw that on the floor because I've got no bin. They've slightly changed the look of the pencil. If you could compare it with the Spider set, the pencil is completely black, and this set is different. It's got a coloured end. Oops, I just hit my tripod with the tin. It's got a coloured end, and so this is a more modern set. This, as far as I'm aware, the colours are the same, but I couldn't be 100% sure because I've never had a set of these before. Okay, so let's grab the, oh no, actually let's look at the back. So we've got a scorpion on here, and oh, it's sealed as well. So it just has it just says tested and approved to be safe by this, they're non-toxic, safe to use, they're water soluble and not intended to be used as watercolour pencils. So presumably that means that if you get them wet, you could spoil the effect of the pencils. I'm trying to get the lid off. Oh, it's sealed with some tape. Let's get the tape off. I haven't got any scissors in here, so we'll see if that is enough to release the lid. Yes, it is. Okay, I'm just going to remove that tape. There we go. Pop the lid across there. Oh, we'll look inside the lid actually, because it will tell us. It tells us all the colours, but I think that's really fun. But I'll tell you them as we colour with them rather than going through them all now. And they're in a really funny order here. They're not in a colour order. Just get rid of that bit of sellotape. But here they're in a nice colour order. I very much approve of that colour order, I have to say. And it's hard to impress me with colour order, as you may know. So I'm going to try and break through this. There we go. And take off this protective cellophane. They always have this cellophane on them, which I think is quite good. This feels a bit different to what they used to, but it might be because my other set, most recent set, came from the USA, so maybe they're slightly different, packed them slightly differently, I don't know. So there we go, we can have a very quick look. Ooh, that was very loud, I'm sorry about that. So you've got yellows, a few peaches, orange, pinks, purple, reds, lots of greens. There's always lots of greens, which is brilliant. We've got a few blues and browns and dark brown. So let's have a go. Let's get colouring. So as I said, ooh, we've got the skull here. What I'll do is I'll come in close, and what we'll do is we won't do huge areas. Probably we'll take on some of the smaller bits so we can get through the pencils and looking at them all, because I'm excited to see them. So we'll start with this flower here in the middle. Now right in the middle we need to actually, what I'm going to do actually is work through the pencils in order and choose something that will work for each colour. So we've got a yellow sand here, and actually I'm going to do the centre of these flowers here. I think I'll do the whole thing, including that little dot in the middle. Something I am noticing is these pencils smell. There's a slightly, I'm not sure, but the others don't, so I don't know whether it's the paint. I don't know. But I'm sure they'll be fine. I shall leave them open, I think, for a little bit and the smell will go. So that one was called Yellow Sand because it is quite bright. I rather like. It's nice. And this is Pastel Lemon. You see, we've got, each one's got a number. We've got the scorpion on the barrel. And interestingly, the text is in white. On the other ones, it's shiny. And what we'll do is we'll go up here and we'll do the middles of these three. I think this is going to be quite a pale one. It is, but pale is fine. Apparently there are some more pastel-y pencils in some of the sets compared to others. That's good. It's nice to have a mix, I think. There we go. It still shows up even though it's pastel, which I think is nice. Sometimes a pastel colour can be a little bit wishy-washy, but that certainly isn't. Right, I'm trying to get it hard to get out of the tin. We have now got a colour called Honeycomb, which is a sort of, I don't know whether it's going to be a slightly orangey yellow. That's what I'm guessing. So I'm thinking, I'm going all over the place, I'm afraid, with this because we're doing them in order. I am going to do the centre of these two. Now, I don't always do flower centres just in yellow, but it's just thinking about where to test them out, really. Now I'm going to try and make it a little bit darker on the edge. It's quite a pastel-y colour. That's nice. But I do like the feel of the Black Widows. These are the same as the other ones. They are a harder pencil, which I know some people don't like, but for me, I like a harder pencil. I'm used to layering up. My initial set was a Staedtler Ergosoft and then I moved on to Polychromo, so I'm quite used to a harder pencil, and I find them great to layer up and use and blend. So we now have one called Tanned. Now I think it's peach, I'm not entirely sure. What we'll do is we'll pop it in this centre here. That's a nice colour. Look at that. Pretty. Okay. The next colour is, we're going more vibrant there, so we've got a burnt orange, very bright. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue with this flower and I'm going to try and layer it up so we can see a little bit darker here and then lighter towards the edge of the petal. You can see how well you can get a range of colour, which you can. It's a nice colour, isn't it? Very vibrant orange. Quite a nice selection of oranges in the other sets I've got too. One of them's getting a bit short, so it's nice to have another one. And actually got quite a lot of, oh, how distracted was that? Hang on. Got quite a lot of, you can see whether they rub out. Like, they do pretty well. I mean, you wouldn't expect them to completely vanish, but I think they rub out quite well. The reds are a little trickier normally, but in all sets. But I'm probably going to do this skull in black pen, the actual skull. I've never done one like that before. I just fancy doing it a little bit differently. But I may change my mind because you never know. So that's nice, vibrant, lovely. Now these pinks remind me of the pinks in the Cobra set, but we'll see. This one's called Pig's Ear, which is good fun. We'll do some flowers. I think we've got two pigs here, so I think two pinks. So I think we'll do this one. You can see how we can layer it up and then fade it, which is a technique I use a lot when I pinched off Johanna Basford. Oh, I say pinched, she's happy to share. So, I like it. My husband took quite a few of my pencils yesterday to try. He's got a new book where he has some coloured pencil activities to do in it, you know, an art book, because sometimes he will sit there and wonder what to do art-wise, you know, he gets a bit of artist block, I suppose. So he said if he had a book he could just grab that and do an exercise from there, but there were coloured pencil ones, so I suggested he tried all my brands on his in his book on a sort of swatch page. I'm going to do the one the other side as well. I think it's a really pretty pink. I'm not normally into a sort of Barbie pink, as I would call it, but I like this shade. Nice. So he tried out all the all my brands, which was fun for him. Yeah, not all of them. I gave him this. I didn't give him Polychromos and Ergosoft. He likes softer pencils. In the end, he decided his favourite two were Derwent Lightfast and Holbein. But he decided he wouldn't do the Holbein because I've only got a few, and I've only got pastel actually, and a few greens, and yeah, a odd few open stock. So, and he said, I don't want to take those, they're your precious ones, yeah, cost so much money, blah blah. So he took the Lightfast, which he knows he can get open stock from Cult Pens, so he feels comfortable using them, because if he uses one up, breaks it, or whatever, not that he will, he can buy me a replacement, so he was more comfortable with that. The only thing I said to him, look at the lack of pinks in the Lightfast, but he said he didn't know what the exercises were and whether he would need pink. He was quite fond of the Arteza Expert, I have to say, which is similar, I suppose. Now I'm going to use the other pink, which is called Delicious Pink. I just love the names, don't you? And we'll do the back leaves. I sort of planned this thinking we'll do the two pinks for these flowers. That, and I was hoping this would be a darker pink, which it is, because the petals at the back you want to be a bit darker. I did warn him though with the Lightfast. Derwents I find break in a lot of sharpeners, but I have a Derwent sharpener, this hand crank. It's Derwent Super Point Mini, and that's the one to use for the Lightfast. It works really well, they don't break in there. So he's going, I just warned him. I said don't be afraid to sharpen them, but just use that sharpener. Actually I got some new lead blades from my sharpeners yesterday, so I'm going to change them all. Not for the Derwent one isn't blunt. I didn't think it could blunt because it works so differently, but my husband reckons it can, but it's absolutely fine at the minute. But the little ones that I use on these, they're all blunt, so I'm going to replace the blades. It makes such a difference. And I was going to show you a video of how to change the blades, but I decided that I wouldn't, because you could cut yourself, and I have, so I think it's probably wise for me not to show you how to do it, and because I don't want to be responsible for people losing fingers. A pastel purple, very pretty, seaming. Let's put it around here. Oh, what a nice shade of purple. Oh, that's beautiful. It's, for me, that's pink, not purple. Maybe it's purpley pink, I don't know, but I like that. That's lovely. Now, when we do these, when I do my skulls, I always want them to look friendly, nice, rather than scary. So I like to do them nice, pretty colours, rather than anything scary. I've seen people do the flowers in black. I think that's really cool, but not for me. I might one day, you never know, but I don't like scary things. So, and that's why I think a lot of people don't like this page, because they think it's a bit scary, but you know, you don't have to make it scary. Right, we're moving on to a blood red. Now what should we do in red? I'm thinking maybe down here where we did this orange flower. Now, if we could do those in red, but then they will look like blood. I think we'll do these swirls in red. I don't want to look like we've got drops of blood. We'll do those like water, I think. Wow, look at that. That's vibrant. I'm going to try and fade it towards the top of the loop, of the swirly loopy bit, like that. Yeah, that's working. Gosh, the sun's bright now. It's makes it hard for me to see. I'll have to lower the blind later. It's creeping across the desk as it does at this time of day. But I'll shut the blind if it comes across where I'm colouring. But I think it's better for you if the blind's open. It's hard for me to tell. And also we all have a different idea of what looks good and what doesn't with regards to light, so that affects it too. I've got my lamp on. It's a problem in the summer. Put my lamp on just in case the sun goes in, like it just has, and it automatically adjusts to the light, so it should keep the picture looking fairly good. The camera adjusts as well, but it means that when I finish recording I forget to put it on, and so I leave the room, and it isn't until it gets dark in the evening that I notice that I've left it on. So I need to leave myself a note on the door or something. Lamp. Okay, we have another reddish colour here, but this is called Burgundy, which is interesting. And I think, oops, we might do these two flowers in that colour. So yeah, a bit deeper near the centre, lighter towards the tip. See, what my husband likes in a pencil is one that doesn't leave any white paper showing. But for me, that's all part of my technique, to leave some paper showing so that it looks lighter. But it's not his way. So it's interesting. We're very different. I think because he's used to painting, and when you put paint down, it covers every bit of the page. And you don't get sort of the tooth bits showing through in the same way with paint. But I need to tell him about blending pencils as well, that are useful. He does know about these things, but just reminding him. I have some blending pens too, but he's not having those. They were my birthday present, so I don't use them all the time, but if I want a particularly smooth background or something, they're brilliant. I've got some blending fluid, he can have that to use. Some of the Zestit blending fluid, which is good. I think in the US you can't get Zestit, but I think Gamasol is very similar, so I gather from what I read online and hear. That's a really pretty colour, isn't it? A very different sort of red shade. I haven't done it very evenly there, but there we go. Right, we're on to some greens now. We've got a lime fruit, which is an interesting name. Maybe we'll just do this bit. Is that going to be a bit pale? Oh, let's try it. Let's just try it. It's quite pale, isn't it? I think it's going to need a bit of layering up. We may not be able to fade it, or else it'll disappear. It's quite neon-y once you get it down. Oh, it's nice. I like it. And I'm looking at the colours that we've got in this set, and I think we could probably do the whole of this skull with this set. We've got quite a nice range, but because we've got in the Cobra set, I struggle a little bit because there's no is it blues that's lacking in, I think. That shows up pretty well. I like that. Okay, I love the name of this pencil. It's brilliant. I'll show it to you. Grub Green. Grub Green. I don't have any grubs, so I'm going to colour something else. I think what I'm going to do is do these two. I'm going to try to make it a little bit darker in the middle, so I can't speak today, and fade towards the tip. And we'll see what sort of green it is. It's quite a, I would say that is a leaf green from Polychromos, is that sort of colour? What would you say? It's a nice mid-green, which is quite useful. I find quite a few of the greens in the spider set are quite bluey, and that's fine, but they don't always match all colours. This goes really well with the orange and red, I think, which is great. So I'm worried about putting my hand on top of it, but it's fine. The last video I just shot, I used pens, so I couldn't put my hand down, but this one is fine. I'm trying to fade it a little bit towards the tip, so taking a little bit of layering, but that's okay. It's a very nice sort of general green. Grass leaves, anything like that would work with this colour. The next one I think is a little more, it's called Irish green, what a great name. It's a little more, what word am I looking for? Bluish green, and I think we'll do some of the green around here. So we can colour the flower in a colour that matches a bluey green, which I always think purples and pinks match well. Try and stay in the lines. I don't know why I've decided this is a green stem when it's coming out the middle of the flower, but hey, I've decided now, so that's what we're doing. Well, it's what I'm doing. You don't have to copy me. You can do it any way you wish. There we go. And now we've got another green coming up. What have we got here? We have got green grass. Oh, I said the other looked like grass, but hey, where do these flowers, I think, leaves, sorry. I'm just checking that's not a petal, but it's a leaf. That's quite a dark green, isn't it? That, I suppose grass can be quite dark. Depends on the time of year, doesn't it, really, and the type of grass. Sorry, I just got to wipe my nose. Oh. Right, so let's do all these leaves. I hope this is okay for you. I always think, sorry about my voice, I always think it's better to actually get on and colour rather than swatch. And I do have my swatch book, and I will be slowly swatching all my pencils in there, but I think it's nicer to try them out in a picture and with you. I always find it, I like trying new things out with you guys watching. It's fun. Obviously you're not watching live, but I know you can share in my fun. I could do those leaves the same colour, but I think I won't. I think we'll move on because I'm excited to keep moving on and trying new colours. So this is turquoise and it looks quite greeny. I think I'm going to do it for this bit. This is the eyebrow, isn't it? Because I don't know what colour it's going to actually be, whether it's going to be a bit too bluey for a stem. Oh, it's a lovely colour. Look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm not sure, again, whether I would use that for a stem or not. Might depend on the colour of the flower. It would probably look really nice with a deep purple flower. I'm trying to make this quite solid, but I'm being impatient. There we go, and we'll do the same on the other side. I won't do the other bits. I might go back and do them this colour later, but I will see. Gosh, the sun is in my eyes. The sky is really black, the clouds are thick, and we were forecast for showers. I was very glad I didn't get wet when I was going out, although coming back I would have been okay, but I had lots of bits and bobs in my bag which weren't very well covered, which were going off to charity, but I wanted them to stay in nice condition so someone could get some good use out of them. Now we have an olive green. I love olive greens. I'm going to use it here. Let's see how it turns out. Oh, that's beautiful. So pretty. Really lovely. Now I'm only using one colour at a time, obviously, because it's nice for us to see exactly how they look, but I will try mixing some up in a little while. Now I'm just checking. Yes, this is called charcoal green, and it's a sort of grey green, which is really interesting. I think I'm going to use it for these leaves. I'm thinking, would it be like a earth green in the polychromos? And yes, I think it is. I find this tone shade, although it's not really pretty, I find it really fun to work with. I find it works really well with pink. You can put a bit of pink with it and it looks pretty. Now I'm looking on this side and we've got a leaf here. This side, because it's not symmetrical, we can't see it all, but I'm going to make that leaf the same colour, like that. Oh, I can suddenly smell food. Someone's cooking something, it smells delicious. I've got a neighbour quite a long way away who runs a sort of catering business from their house. Well, I say catering business, they make food and you can buy like ready meals and they deliver them, that sort of thing. But I'm sure I can't smell that from all the way over here. I'm not sure what that bit is, so I'm going to ignore it for now. Now we have, what do we have here? We have a blue heaven. Look at that colour. This lead has been snapped, unfortunately, but we'll try colouring with it and see how it goes. I think we'll do some of these these bits that, wow, gorgeous colour, look at that. Well, yeah, they look like they could be water. I'm sure they're not, but you know, hey, that's what they are now. And we've got another blue, which looks equally beautiful. It's called Blue Horizon, and I'm going to do those teardrop shapes at the bottom with this one. Nice blue. What do you say? Fallow Blue? My husband is funny. He uses Winsor Newton paints only. And so now when he talks about colour, he talks in the colour of that paint. So he's like, oh, that's a Winsor blue colour, or a Turner yellow, or whatever. And it's quite funny because I don't think he quite realises that they aren't standard names. So different brands will have different names for their things. So even if you have a cadmium yellow, which is a common name across various brands, it's not going to look the same across all those brands. It just makes me giggle. He is a funny thing. Not as funny as my son. My one son makes me laugh so much. He just comes out with funny phrases and it just makes me smile. Not on purpose, I don't think. Now we have, we have a galaxy blue. I'm sure we have a really dark blue in the spider set. I'm trying to think what it's called. We have the Zephyr Blue, which just looks quite like... Oh, it's Starry Night, isn't it? It's darker than this, Starry Night. That's pretty. I think some people find the Black Widows a little bit hard. I don't. But then maybe I'm comparing them to the Staedtler Noris, which are mega hard. But I like a slightly harder pencil a lot of the time. I'm beginning to get used to the softer ones. That I've got my full set of Prismas. It's taking me a lot of time to get used to them and to get the confidence to use them. I worry about them breaking, but they've been fine so far. None have broken. But you know, you just, because of what you hear, you know. Now we have got a dark tan. Looks quite light to me, but hey. And I'm going to have a look at what to do in this colour, because I like all the bright colours on this page. I know. We'll do them in these flowers. It's the centre of the flower. Try and make it a bit darker on the edge and less in the mid, towards the middle. And it's a nice colour actually. It's quite a gold sort of colour, I would say. And I guess some golds are yellower. Certainly not as gold as the gold coach that we saw at the Jubilee celebrations the other week. A deep purple. It looks very red. Should we dare to do around the edge of there? Yeah, let's try it. But yes, I think those sort of browny yellows look quite gold to me, like the green gold, I guess, in the polychromos. Now you can hopefully see how vibrant a lot of these colours are by how I'm only putting down pretty much a few layers, and we get a nice covering or coverage. And I love all the bright cheery colours. It's really good. I think, oh, you can't quite see the sun yet, it's coming across, but I shall have to shut the blind soon. Seems a shame to shut the sun out, my mother would often say, but if it's blinding you, because the way her sitting room is set out, the sun always means you can't see the TV screen at all when the sun comes in. She's got a south facing house, which means it's lovely and warm, which is nice in the winter, but in the summer it can be stifling. But my dad feels the cold a lot, so he likes it warm. When you go to their house, it's hot. It's actually, my father-in-law is funny, he says his house is like an old people's home because it's so warm, but actually I don't find it that warm, to be honest. I think we must keep our house quite warm as well. But my sister was saying how she can't afford to keep her house warm, but her husband's looking for work, so hopefully that'll change soon. And obviously everything's getting more expensive, but hopefully he can find a job, and then there'll be... She runs a shop and it's not doing too well. Problem is people don't have money to spend at the minute, and so she's struggling a little bit. But she's never had lots of customers in. Where her shop is positioned, it's not on the main high street. Oh, for those in the US, high street is doesn't mean the street is called High Street, although some are. It is the main shopping street in a town or city. We call it the High Street. I don't know why. Brown bug. So brown. Why am I going to use brown? Oh, I know. What about on this? Oh, it's not that brown, it's a sort of reddish brown. That's nice. I like that. So anyway, she doesn't get passing trade, so it's a bit tricky. It's always been a bit tricky, but hopefully it was getting better and better, and then it's sort of slipped off again, which is tricky for her. This looks red. It looks more, this was burgundy, but this looks more burgundy than this to me, but I like it. Right, we're on our last one. I've had such fun trying them all out. This is called Dark Chocolate. And I decided to do our spider with it. I know spiders aren't brown, but I don't have a black. So perhaps some spiders are brown. That's a very dark brown, which is what I wanted, which is great. There we go. So I'm going to finish there for this video. I'm going to zoom out and you'll see all the sun across the page, which is unfortunate. I'm going to, and the shadow of my tripod. One moment, I'm going to close the blind just before I sum up so that you can have a proper look at the camera. It will go black and then it will adjust. Leave a little bit of light. There we go. So there are the pencils for you to see. And what we've done so far. Now I will come back and I will finish this page. Obviously I was just playing around with the colours. So in the next video I will do some more. I may take a few because these flowers are quite big, but I think it will be fun. So I will, as I say, I'll come back and finish, but this was really just about testing the pencils, which is what we've done today. So I hope that was okay. I had great fun. I love these colours, so beautiful, but Black Widows always are, I have to say. And I also just need to do I need to compare very quickly? I'll just show you the difference between the two pencils, just because this is the newer set. So this is the compared with the old set. So the old set, this is the spider set, doesn't have the colour on the bottom, and the name, as I say, is in red shiny. I don't know whether the new spider set is shiny or not, but I have no idea. I'm wondering whether they all might be in white, but that's the main difference. We've still got the black wood and the matte finish, which I like on the pencil. Obviously this one's a bit small, but that's my fault. And they've got the same sort of numbering-ish. So they've got the sign, the animal, I don't know how well you can see. They've got the name here on this one, which is there on that one, but they've got the number and the name of the colour. So they're similar and they feel the same. The leads, the wood, I think it's all the same. I think it's just the paint that's different. So that's me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that was fun, and as I say, there will be another video with more colouring. So thank you so much. Enjoy your day and happy colouring.